Hello there, it's News Now. I'm Michael Nath. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerian kids of his administration's zeal to tirelessly work for a bright future for them. In his goodwill message to celebrate the 2022 Children's Day, he said his administration would ensure that every child has access to education. The president said he recognized the place of education in the development of every country, pledging his commitment to a drastic, significant reduction in the number of out-of-school children. He acknowledged that while the education of the Nigerian child would remain on the front burner, other issues like healthcare, protection from harm, drugs, cultism, child trafficking abuse, as well as domestic violence, were equally receiving needed attention from the government. President Buhari said that the Nigerian child deserves the best and a safe country where he or she could grow, make friends, interact and travel freely, in addition to emerging as a successful leader in different fields of endeavor. The Federal High Court sitting in Yenagoa has ruled that former President Goodluck Jonathan is eligible to contest the 2023 presidential election. The presiding judge, Justice Issa Hama Adashin, gave the judgment on Friday. He also held that Jonathan's right to vie for the office of president again cannot be stopped by any retroactive law. We'll bring you more details on this story in our subsequent bulletins. Now, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been elected the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC for a re-election bid in the 2023 governorship poll. Aigboje Ikoria reports that the governor was a sole contestant at the primary in Mobolaji Johnson Arena, former Onikon Stadium, Lagos Island, venue of the exercise.
1,198 out of 1,225 registered state delegates from 245 wards across Lagos State defied the heavy downpour at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena venue for the Lagos APC Congress to get accredited before casting their votes. While voting was ongoing, Chairman Electoral Committee, Lagos State All Progressives Congress governorship primaries and former Deputy Governor of Borno State, Shetima Yeguda, broke silence on reason why two out of the three aspirants in the exercise, Abdul Ahmed, Mustafa and Wale Oluo, were not at the venue of the exercise.
We are aware that three aspirants bought forms, from Lagos State. 3 attended for the screening. 1 was cleared, 2 were uncleared. And so as we speak, the other 2 aspirants that we are talking about have not been cleared by the screening committee and and of course by the appeal committee. So we are only attending to those that have been cleared. I mean, the aspirant that has been cleared by the 2 subsequent committees.
After several hours of voting, sorting and counting of ballot papers, Chairman of the committee, Shetima Yeguda, declared the sole aspirant on the contest, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, winner with 1,170 votes.
I, Alhaji Adamu Shetima Yeguda Dibal, Chairman, Lagos State Gubernatorial Primaries Committee in the 2023 APC Gubernatorial Primaries of Lagos State, hereby declare as follows. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, having scored the highest number of votes cast, is hereby declared winner.
The declaration threw delegates into jubilation.
We congratulate all APC members in Lagos State.
Commenting on his victory, the candidate of the APC and Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said his victory is a reassurance for a better Lagos and more on people-oriented projects.
And I want to say that indeed, this is the beginning of bigger work that we'll have for Lagos. Thank you all very much. APC!
Some delegates, observers, and agents of the governor comment on the process.
Everything went well despite the rain. Due process was followed.
Only one contestant turned up, which is the incumbent governor. But despite that, we have to go through the whole process.
I'm here as an observer, and from what I've seen so far, peacefully conducted, no violence, no disruption.
The person that emerged, we welcome other candidates from other parties. And mark today's date, the margin will overwhelm that of last election in 2019. And this governor will emerge victorious with a wider margin.
The primary was monitored by officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission under tight security watch. Warrior, reporting for iBrandTV News.
Senate Minority Leader and governorship aspirant in Abia State, Eyinaya Baribe, has dumped the People's Democratic Party and resigned as the minority leader in the upper chamber of the National Assembly. Abaribe was one of the top contenders for the party's governorship ticket in Abia State, pulled out of the primary about 78 hours earlier. He confirmed his exit from the PDP and as a minority leader in both the party and the Senate in separate letters to the ward chairman of the People's Democratic Party in the Obingwa local government area of Abia State and the president of the Senate in the National Assembly. Abaribe cited reasons of illegality, impunity and hesitations in decision-making for his decision to dump the party. A foremost lawyer and a frontline of all Progressive Congress governorship candidate in the 2023 general election, Ni Akintola, has pulled out of the governorship race. Akintola, who cited irregularities in the composition of the party's delegates list, alleged that the party's leadership had skewed the list to favor major candidates. Speaking with journalists in Ibadan, Akintola promised to work against the interests of the party at the forthcoming polls by ensuring that a repeat of the APC's abysmal performance in 2019 is reenacted.
All the other members that aspirants said they have not been given any. That's okay. If that is the case, you should give them up to 1 p.m. So many of you pressmen were at the premises. We had to go out and came back by 1 p.m. When we got there by 1 p.m., he said we will give them time again till 2 p.m. By 2 p.m., they came back. Jagba didn't turn up. Come and inspect the... In fact, I led the complaint. I raised the issue, just like I did the previous time when they came for the Congress. My mandate was to demand for the list of delegates so that we see it. As we have seen it, my mandate was not to go and partake in that charade going on at Liberty State.
Does that mean you will be moving to another party, sir?
My party members will decide, but don't forget I'm a progressive. All of them met me here. I've been in this struggle since 1998 from AD. What has been my gain? What has been my reward? All of them, Jagba came from PDP. Mention it. Some of them came from ADC.
A truck carrying frozen food worth millions of naira was involved in an accident on Eko Bridge in Lagos State. Ibuji Korea reports that the fully loaded truck of ice fish returning from Apapa spilled its goods on the road, creating traffic congestion and leading to a loss of manpower for several hours. Driver of the truck blamed the incident on overspeeding on the part of a hit-and-run Dangote truck.
I'm come from Apapa. I'm going to Korum. Carry fish go Korum. I won't go like this. But you don't go in there for this side. Me are there for this side. You don't go because your priority where they pass. Don't they come like this? Jam my motor. My motor is Tom. Don't they wrong go?
We're going to take a commercial break at this juncture and come back with more stories. Stay with us.
Has a lot to offer. The Nigerian beauty and personal care market is currently worth more than $1.25 billion at retail and is forecast to reach more than $1.31 billion next year according to Euromonitor International. It includes a wide range of products from skincare items to makeup and beauty items. These are items that predominantly appeal to women and men alike to purchase beauty products, even though men are interested in cosmetics. Nigeria has emerged as the investment destinations of choice to international firms aiming to capture the beauty and personal care market in the continent. The photography business is a very competitive industry. Every year, thousands of talented photo lovers consider turning their passion into a money-making business venture. Especially in a fiercely competitive marketplace like Nigeria, in which it is very easy for anyone to buy a digital camera and call themselves a professional photographer. According to some practitioners, a new photographer who wants a standard studio can start with a budget of 3.5 million naira. However, one can start with a lower budget of about 500,000 to 1 million naira depending on the tools and cost of rent. On the average, the cost of photography equipment is around 294,790 naira. However, the price ranges from around 41,000 naira to as high as 2.46 million naira. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people with a vibrant movie industry that produces 50 movies per week, generating annual revenue of approximately $590 million from between 2016 and 2021, helping the photography industry as a whole, according to a recent research by the UN.
Are you a business owner looking for the right exposure to attract massive clients to your brand? The long search is definitely over. SME Hub allows you to showcase your products and services to a wide range of viewers and buyers nationwide. For further inquiries, please call Alero on 081-323-43262, or you can send an email to alero.obidere@ibrandtv.com. Grow your brand and boost your business on SME Hub, live on iBrandTV, where business comes first.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Welcome back now to Africa News. Deadly attacks attributed to armed jihadists against civilians, the military, have multiplied in recent weeks in Burkina Faso, the latest of which left some 50 civilians dead in the east. This attack carried out on Wednesday against the commune of Majori, which has between 15 and 20,000 inhabitants, but announced on Thursday is the bloodiest since the one perpetrated nearly a year ago in Sola in the northeast, which killed 132 people. Like other towns in the north and east of Burkina Faso, such as Djibo and Titao, the town of Mojaro has been placed under blockade by the jihadists who strike in these regions. The army sometimes manages to get supply convoys there. But when this is not the case, destitute and desperate inhabitants try to flee. And according to inhabitants contacted from Ouagadougou, this is what has been happening in Majori for a week. The governor of the eastern region showed that security actions are underway to restore peace there. This attack follows several others recently recorded in Majori against soldiers and civilians. Senegal's health minister Abdoulaye Diouf Sarr, who has since been sacked from his post, says that the state is waiting for the expert report from Senelec, National Electricity Company of Senegal, to find out the cause of the fire that killed 11 babies last Wednesday. Senegal's President Macky Sall fired the health minister on Thursday and announced 3 days of national mourning for the death of the newborns. 11 newborn babies died in a hospital fire blamed on an electrical short circuit in Senegal's western city of Tivonia. Authorities said on Thursday, the latest in a series of hospital deaths that have exposed the weakness of the nation's healthcare system. President Macky Sall announced the tragedy on Twitter and declared 3 days of national mourning. The city's mayor, Demba Diop, said the fire had been caused by a short circuit and spread very quickly. He denied allegations from relatives, the hospital, and across social media that the babies had been left alone, saying a midwife and nurse were present Wednesday evening. Now, foreign news. Turkey expects Sweden and Finland to take concrete action and halt what it says is their support for terrorist groups for Ankara to lift its objections to them, joining NATO. Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said on Friday. Finland and Sweden formally applied to join NATO last week, seeking to boost security following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. However, Turkey challenged the move, saying they harbor people linked to the Kurdistan Workers' Party, a militant group, and followers of Fethullah Gulen, who Ankara accuses of orchestrating a 2016 coup attempt. All 30 NATO states must give their approval before a new member can be admitted and thus benefit from the pact's collective security guarantee. Delegations from the two countries visited Ankara for talks with Turkish officials on Wednesday. President Tayyip Erdogan's spokesman later on said Ankara had observed a positive attitude toward lifting an arms exports embargo. Swedish Foreign Minister Ann Linde said on Twitter afterward that the dialogue was constructive and would continue. Sweden and Finland banned arms exports to Turkey after an incursion into Syria against the Kurdish YPG militia. Russia's separatist proxies in eastern Ukraine claimed full control of the important battlefield town of Liman on Friday, and Ukraine appeared to concede it as Moscow presses its biggest advance for weeks. Liman, the site of major railway hub, has been a frontline target as Russian forces press down from the north, one of 3 directions from which they have been attacking Ukraine's industrial Donbas region. The pro-Russian Donetsk People's Republican separatists said they were now in full control of it. Olesk Erdogan, the advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, appeared to confirm the fall of Liman in an interview posted on social media overnight, and said the battle there showed that Moscow was improving its tactics. According to unverified data, we lost the town of Liman. Tofis said in the video, adding that the attack had been well organized. This shows, in principle, the increased level of operational management and tactical skills of the Russian army, said. The Ukrainian governor of the Donetsk region, Pavlo Kyrylenko, told media outlet Modesk that Liman was mainly controlled by Russian troops, but the Ukrainian military had taken up new fortified positions in the area. After being driven back from the capital Kyiv in March and from the outskirts of the second biggest city, Kharkiv, earlier this month, Russian forces are staging their strongest advance in weeks in the eastern Donbas region. Western military analysts say success could set the stage for a protracted conflict. You're watching news now. Coming up next, entertainment news. Now, pop superstar Justin Timberlake, who got his start in the boy band NSYNC, has sold the rights to his song catalog to Hypnosis Song Management, the British firm announced Thursday. The deal was completed on behalf of Hypnosis, a partnership with private equity from Blackstone, Hypnosis Songs Capital. It said it to be valued at more than $100 million. The superstar said he's excited about the partnership. I look forward to entering this next chapter, he said in a release. Timberlake's hits include Cry Me a River, Sexy Back, Can't Stop the Feeling, and NSYNC songs such as Bye Bye Bye. Timberlake, 41, is the latest music star to sell the rights to his songs for a huge sum of money. In December, Bruce Springsteen sold his catalog to Sony for $550 million. A month later, in January of this year, Bob Dylan sold his catalog of recorded music to Sony as well. That came after Dylan sold his songwriting catalog to Universal Music Publishing Group in December 2020. Tina Turner sold her catalog for about $50 million to B&G in October. Jurors will begin deliberations on the dueling defamation claims from actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard on Friday, following 6 weeks of explicit and graphic evidence and testimony that details the former Hollywood couple's soured relationship. The Pirates of the Caribbean star, 58, sued Heard in Virginia for $50 million and argued that she defamed him when she called herself a public figure representing domestic abuse. Heard, 36, countersued for $100 million, saying Depp smeared her when his lawyer called her accusations of hoax. Over 6 weeks of proceedings, jurors have listened to recordings of the former couple's fights, seen graphic photos of a bloody finger, and heard arguments about feces found in the couple's bed. We will stop at this juncture, and coming up next will be the sport business.
Premier League club Crystal Palace have signed up UK online car marketplace Cinch as their new main shirt sponsor in a multi-year deal from the start of the 2022-2023 season. The multi-year agreement will see the company's logo feature on both the men's and women's shirts from next season. Cinch takes over the club's main shirt sponsorship inventory from W88, the gambling brand, whose deal last season was reportedly worth £6.5 million after it signed a one-year extension for the 2021-2022 campaign. Cinch will also become Palace's official training wear partner as part of the deal, benefiting from significant brand exposure across the club's academy teams, Selhurst Park Stadium, digital channels, as well as branding on all replica shirts. Still talking sports business at this time, Spanish champions Real Madrid remain the most valuable football club brand in the world, topping Brand Finance's latest annual report for the fourth consecutive year. The Football 50 2022 report, which identifies football's most valuable and strongest brands, puts Real Madrid's brand value at €1.5 billion, a year-over-year increase of 19%. The club was also named as the world's strongest football brand for the first time, replacing German champions Bayern Munich. English champions Manchester City rose to second in the most valuable football club ranking, while Real Madrid's fierce rivals Barcelona were third and Liverpool fourth. Manchester United slipped to fifth, their lowest ever ranking, while Bayern Munich and French champions Paris Saint-Germain were sixth and seventh. The Premier League's Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea and Arsenal wrapped up the top 10. AC Milan, who claimed their first Italian Serie A title in 11 years this season, were named the fastest growing football brand in the world, achieving the fastest growth in both brand value and brand strength. And finally, on sports business, the Lawn Tennis Association LTA posted an operating loss of £5.6 million in 2021, with the Sports UK governing body citing the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on its finances. The loss, which was reduced to £2.6 million when returns on investments were taken into account, was a result of increased expenditure due to the return to the calendar of the LTA's events at Nottingham, Queens, Birmingham, Eastbourne and Wimbledon. The 5 tournaments, which were all cancelled in 2020 due to the first wave of COVID-19, were played last summer but with limited capacities, which affected revenue. With the grass court season set to be played under usual circumstances this summer, the LTA is confident that 2022 will return to normal. And that's it on sports business. Up next is the stock market report.
Are you a business owner looking for the right exposure to attract massive clients to your brand? The long search is definitely over. SME Hub allows you showcase your products and services to a wide range of viewers and buyers nationwide. For further inquiries, please call Alero on 081-323-43262, or you can send an email to alero.ogudere@iBrandTV.com. Grow your brand and boost your business on SME Hub, live on iBrandTV, where business comes first.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447. 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga Fresh Palm Fruit Extract.
Hello and welcome to Stock Market Report. I am Frank Omalape. Now, Nigerian equities market continues the bullish sentiment on Friday as the NGX All-Share Index jumps 1.8% from the 1.24% to settle at 54,085.30 points to close the week in a positive territory. The market went up as shares in Airtel Africa dragged the index up, gaining about 159 naira in a single session to close at 1,767 naira, while the shares of Kotix PLC gained 26 kobo after rallying by 10% to close at 2 naira 61 kobo, while Wema Bank gained 29 kobo to close at 3 naira 36 kobo. Adova and First Bank holdings jumped 7% each to close at 15 naira 10 kobo and 11 naira 50 kobo respectively. On the losers list now, Nigerian Breweries and UACN led the chart with 7.7 naira 70 kobo and a 1 naira 15 kobo loss to close at 69 naira 30 kobo and 10 naira 50 kobo respectively, while shares of UPL and Royal Exchange lost more than 9% each to close at 2 naira 85 kobo and 56 kobo respectively. Linkage Assurance continued a negative push to losing 4 kobo to close at 56 kobo in that order. For further analysis now, I'm being joined by Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi, the MD Atlas Portfolios Limited. Thank you for joining us now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Pleasure being on board again. Thank you.
Yeah, Nigerian equities market continues the bullish sentiment on Friday, closing the week on a positive note with about 1.8% from the previous session. So what were the movers of the on the floor of the exchange today?
Okay, thank you, Frank. For me, the market will only do what it's meant to do. I think on Monday when we had this discussion, I said to you I expect market to come down further. However, if you remove the likes of Airtel that is being used to push the price up, I think the market still remain in a negative territory. What we're seeing now is still a little more of investors being careful in playing the market. And I will not blame them. There's so much negativity around the policy, and if we have the APC, the current ruling party, come back on stream, which will be seen in a couple of days, then which will tell us the direction of politics within Nigeria. But if we remove that, I don't really think we'll be seeing the kind of value I've seen in the past 1 month in our equities market. And the reason is because we have seen dividends paid out. Q1 results are already been seen, which for me are positive. But investors will play other markets before we see probably the Q2 that will result in interim dividends.
All right.
So for me, when I'm talking to my customers now, I'll tell them to pay more attention to stocks that pay interim dividends. And I think that's all going to see for now.
Investors' appetite for telcos stock, especially for Airtel Africa and MTN in Nigeria in the week, has been impressive. What do you suppose informed these massive interests in these stocks?
Yes, not too far a distant time, CBN had given approval to MTN and Airtel to play in the market sector space. And we have now seen a lot of banks trying to also key into that. Banks now buying into the shares of telcos, not wanting to be left behind. Because for me, the telcos have not even started the run we're going to see them do. They seem to be they have very little to as input, and the output is great. The data part of their business has not even been tapped, which will post more in terms of profit for the telcos. And so that's why you see a lot of investors, the retail, and then the blue chip, the high cap investors keen into it. Even from institutional investors, they are also keen into it. And so for me, that sector is yet to witness the kind of gains that we are expecting it again to see.
All right. We saw some profit taking in some stocks earlier today. For instance, the Nigerian breweries losing about 7 naira 70 kobo to close at 69 naira 30 kobo. UACN also lost in that category. So what's this trend about for some of these stocks who have been in the red?
For Nigerian breweries, for Guinness, we have seen a rally that we have not seen in more than 5 years. We have seen Nigerian breweries rally from like 40 and touch the 100. Guinness from like 15 and also touch the 100. So we will see a lot of people have thought that trend would continue, and those are trying to sell off now. For me, if you put your money in Nigerian breweries, it's not as if there's any dividend you're expecting, same for Guinness. And they need to do your valuation very, very well. I don't think Guinness should be traded at this price it's currently trading. And so we'll see that trend continue. It will continue next week. I'm sure we'll not see Nigerian breweries stop this downward trend until probably half next week, probably Thursday next week. This trend will continue. And the volumes are still huge. At the time market closed today, we had about 6 million on offer. And if that is not removed from the market, I tell you that trend of it coming down will continue. And then same for Guinness. For UACN, for me, I think UACN is ripe for a turnaround. I don't see it losing point beyond Tuesday. If it does, I don't think it's going to go lower than Tuesday. It's top on my list for my clients. So I will then advise customers to also look at them at UACN. UACN, Unilever, they are stocks that we should make sure we have in our portfolio.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muyiwa, MD, CEO, Atlas Portfolios Limited. Thank you for your time on the report.
You're welcome. Anytime. Thank you so much.
Well, and that's it for Stock Market Report. Thank you for watching. I am Frank Omalape. The rest of the news continues in a moment.
Well, it's a wrap on our offering at this hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Perpetua Fasami Peter. Bye for now.